I'm gonna play with some colors here for a minute. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh. Uh-oh. No, we don't want to do that. Hello, hello. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, it's just me. Hello. Hey, Palm. Hey, Bossman. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Christy. Super excited. Sweet. Kelly, thank you for sending 100 comments to my live. Thank you so much. Hey, Tara. Let's start posting, reposting, sharing to your story. Hey, Gothic Prince, how are you? I am good. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad you enjoy it. Hello, Goddess Lovely. How are you? Tonight is the continuance of Cherry Hill. Are you excited? Hey, Sandy. I am a massive Effervescence fan. Massive, huge. I was just talking about them the other day, actually. Hey, Penny. Hey, X. Let's think of our dear sweet Julie. Unfortunately, she is not doing well tonight. Let's send healing prayers and love to her. Hey, Tigger. Thank you for the fast pop. We're coming down to it. What's gonna happen tonight on Cherry Hill, I wonder? Well, I know, but you don't. I thought that was good. Wasn't that good? Hey, Shirley. Get me back up. Thank you for sharing the live. Hey, Pamela. Oh, okay, Kimmy. Thank you. Hello, Legendary Eclipse. How are you doing, Eclipse? Hello over there in the white channel. You should have saw me, Sandy, the first time that I tried to use one. It was quite comical. Hello, Siamese. I hear you. Been around, seen the sights. Oh, thank you, Dr. G. Thank you so much. Tonight we travel back to Cherry Hill. Hey, Bonnie Lass. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Eclipse. XJ, you have been part of my fan club for 1 year. Woohoo! I have been good other than having these head colds one after the other. Other than that, I'm great. Let's share, let's tap, let's get the people in here. Hey, honey, thank you for sharing. Thank you for tapping. We love you, Eclipse. Always good to see you in. Let's push it. Hey, Magic Moon. It was so good to hear from you today. It really was. Thank you, Palm. Thank you, X. Do I look mean? I think I have a mean look to me tonight. Oh, thank you, Eclipse. That's so sweet. Oh, thank you. This is my favorite crown. My absolute favorite. Very Celtic. Yes, Christy. We still have time. I'll be right back. Hey, Pink. Today is Cherry Hill. Hey, Karen. Thank you for sharing the live. If you haven't shared the live yet, please do so. Please, please, please. Let's get more in here. Bossman, thank you for reposting. Oh, I'm glad you had a good day, Pink. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. You can only repost once. So make sure you're sharing the live. Make sure you're doing that one repost. Make sure you are sharing to the FYF. Make sure that you are doing everything you can to get this live out there. I am tapping like crazy. It's been very emotional for me too, Pink. Very emotional. Oh, Pink, you're so sweet. I have the absolute sweetest friends on here. Hey, Carol. I'm just sad that both of my novels are coming to an end. Hey, Howlin' at the Moon. How are you, darling? Hey, Hobie Love. That's right, Tigger. And I'm already thinking, which is the scary part that I'm thinking. Hey, Elevated Goddess. Welcome in. I am. I sure am. Hello, Roger. How are you? Oh, thank you so much. Two minutes. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear you're not in pain. Yes, let's post those stickers. Hey, White Channel. Names aren't showing up in the White Channel for some reason. Oh! Yeah, that's never a good thing to be, is it? Let's go go through one more round of this song and then we'll get started. There you go. Hello, vampire. Thank you, X. Isn't it beautiful? Let's test the music. Can everyone hear it? Hey, Erwin. Thank you for the FYF. Welcome to Twisted Tales Live. I am your host, Bryn Morgan. I'm a horror author, and I am also a teller of scary stories. Tonight is the continuation of my creation, Cherry Hill. When we last left Cherry Hill, Maggie was involved in some very intense training with the hand of Billy Greyfeather, Chloe, and their friends. It's getting close. Samhain is drawing near, and they will come for her. Is she ready? We have a way of how we enter into story time here in the Night Room. I am the Night Queen. You are my night dwellers. Do you like scary stories? Lower your lights. Lock your doors. Light a candle for ambiance, or to chase the shadows away. Pull your curtains nice and tight. Wrap yourself in the warmest blanket you can find, because because you are about to have chills crawl up your spine. And let's begin. Let me see in the comments. I'm ready for Cherry Hill, Bryn. Then let's begin. The 5th day of training was a blur. More combat with Nacha, more shadow walking with Chloe, more blood magic with Morgana, more grounding with Ayita, more control, more power, more pushing past limits than Maggie had known she had. By the end of the day, she was exhausted, drained, her body covered in bruises from combat training, her spirit worn thin from repeated trips into the veil, her hands still stinging from the blood magic exercises. But she was stronger, she was faster, she was more controlled. The power that had threatened to consume her after breaking free from the trees was now more manageable. Not tame, it would never be tame, but harnessed. She could control her own power. It was directed like a wild river channeled into a mill race. Still dangerous, still deadly, but useful. That night, they performed the purification ritual again. The blue paint, the chanting, the slow, painful process of drawing darkness from her spirit, like pulling splinters from flesh. And when the sun rose on the 6th day, the final day of training, Maggie woke feeling different, clearer, stronger, more herself than she'd been since putting on that medallion, but also more something else, more Kenna. Hey, Mystic. The two sides of her, Maggie and Kenna, light and dark, human and witch, were no longer fighting each other. They were coexisting, blending, becoming one unified whole. And that terrified her almost as much as losing herself entirely. Billy stood at the center of the field as the sun climbed higher, the assembled women forming their familiar circle around him. His voice was deep and loud and controlled. Today is the last day, Maggie Drake, he said, his voice carrying across the grass. Tomorrow, you return to Cherry Hill. And the day after that, he paused, because they all knew what was coming. He continued, the day after that is Samhain, the night when the veil is at its thinnest, when the Nefrith Chultir will call you to his altar. They will come for you, Maggie Drake, his witches. When you will fly into the Black Pass and face him. Now, this was something that Maggie had never understood, flying. They kept saying that she was going to fly into the Black Pass and face him. Maggie felt her stomach clench. 2 days. I have 2 days left As if in response, the vines began to itch on her chest and her neck. We taught you everything we can, Billy continued. How to ground yourself, how to shield, how to attack, how to walk the veil, how to use your pain as power, how to balance light and dark without losing yourself to either. He looked directly at Maggie with those dark, knowing eyes. But there's one more thing, one final skill that you must learn before you're ready. What? Maggie asked, her voice steady, despite the fear coursing through her. Billy glanced at Morgana, who stepped forward with that fierce, beautiful expression she always wore. The witches of the Black Pass, Maggie Drake, Morgana said, her silver hair gleaming in the morning sun. They are not like other witches. They are dark witches. They are ancient. They are powerful. And they have abilities that most modern practitioners have lost. She looked up at the sky. One of those abilities is flight. True flight, not levitation. Not floating a few feet off the ground as you did the other day, but actual flight, high, fast, and sustained. Maggie blinked. I was flying the other day. During the awakening, I was up off the ground. My feet were literally up off the ground. That wasn't flying, Billy interrupted. That was your power lifting you, holding you suspended. It's passive, uncontrolled, and it drains you quickly. Not just step forward. You have 2 days, Maggie Drake. Will you face the Nefrith Joltir and his coven on Sam Hain? They will attack you from the air. They will dive at you from above. I've seen it. 3 black witches coming from the Black Pass. They are fast, they are angry, and they are ready to do his bidding. They will circle you. They will taunt you. They will strike from angles you can't defend against if you're grounded. Morgana continued. You need to be able to meet them in the sky. They're not expecting you to be able to do this. We've tried to block everything around here so they do not know that you're training this. You have to match their speed, their endurance, their maneuverability. Otherwise, you'll be fighting with one hand tied behind your back. Maggie looked at the circle of women, all watching her with serious expressions. But I don't know how to fly, she said. I don't even know if I can. Oh, you can, a new voice said. A voice Maggie hadn't heard before, soft, gentle, with a distinct British accent that reminded Maggie of afternoon tea and English gardens. The circle parted, and a woman walked through. She was tiny, to say the least. Barely 5 feet tall, with a round figure wrapped in a sensible cream cardigan over a floral dress. Her gray hair was pulled back in a neat bun, and she wore wire-rimmed glasses that sat on a nose dusted with freckles. She looked like someone's sweet grandmother, like she would be baking scones and serving tea, not teaching dark magic. But her eyes were sharp, intelligent, ancient in a way that had nothing to do with age, and everything to do with knowledge accumulated over decades of practice. Hello, Agatha. Who? Maggie started. She looked at Inez. This is Agatha Whitmore, Maggie, Billy said with a clear respect in his voice. She flew here from England, specifically to help you with your training. She's been teaching witches to fly for over 40 years. If anyone can unlock your ability, it's her. Agatha smiled, a warm, grandmotherly smile, and adjusted her glasses. Oh, she is a pretty thing. And don't make a fuss over me, Billy. I'm just happy to help. She looked at Maggie and her smile widened. So, you're the one, the shadow and the light, the morning and the night. She looked at Maggie and her smile widened. The poor dear, who's got herself bound to that dreadful creature in the mountains. I know him well. Well, we'll get you sorted, won't we? She walked closer with a cane, leaning on a wooden walking cane that was beautifully decorated. And despite her unassuming appearance, Maggie felt power radiating from her. Real power. The kind that didn't need to announce itself. Now then, she took a look at her surroundings. It's not very big, but we are going up. But I would highly suggest with the new flyer that you back off, all of you, far away as you can if you don't want to get hurt. Agatha said, looking Maggie up and down with a critical eye. You've got it, girl. That's clear enough. I can see it in you. Your mother's blood runs true. Flight is in your bones, my dear. You just don't know how to access it yet. Excuse me, but Maggie looked at Chloe, at Billy, and Nacha, and Morgana, and Evita. She's going to teach me how to fly. They were all very quiet and watched her. I am going to teach you how to fly. In one day, Maggie Drake. She laughed, a delightful tinkling sound. Oh, yes. Oh, dear. I can't teach you to fly any more than I can teach a bird to sing, but what I can do, her expression shifted, becoming serious. What I can do is unlock what is already there. Open the door, as it were. And then push you out of the nest and see if you remember how to use your wings. Maggie looked at Billy, a curious expression on her face. Could my mother fly? Oh, yeah. She was a great flyer. My father, not so much. Agatha approached Maggie and patted her arm with surprising strength. It won't be easy, girl. You'll fall. You'll tumble. You'll probably make quite the fool of yourself. Her eyes twinkled behind those sensible glasses. But by nightfall, you'll be flying. Proper flying. And you'll understand what freedom, really means. Maggie looked at Billy, who nodded. Looks can be deceiving, Maggie. You can never judge a book by its cover. We've called only the best to help you prepare. She's one of the most powerful flight witches in the world. When she says she can unlock your ability, she means it. Listen to her. Right. Then, Agatha said briskly, rolling up her cardigan sleeves like she was about to do dishes. I need everyone back. Give us plenty of room. This is going to take all day, and I don't want to get knocked out of the sky by a flailing Novus. She looked at Maggie with sudden sternness that made her seem 10 feet tall despite her diminutive stature. And you, dear, her voice took on a sharpness. You're going to do exactly as I say, when I say it, without question. I may look like your grandmother, but I assure you, I am far less patient when it comes to training. Do you understand me, girl? Yes, ma'am, Maggie said automatically. Good girl. Agatha's smile returned warm as sunshine. Now let's see about getting you airborne, shall we? They stood alone in the field. I want you to close your eyes, Agatha instructed once the women had retreated to the edges of the field. I want you to breathe as Hayita taught you. Ground yourself like she taught you. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Maggie obeyed, pressing her awareness down into the soil, connecting to the planet's heartbeat. Good. Now, I want you to feel upward. Not down, not inward. Upward. Feel the air above you. Feel the wind. Feel the space. Maggie lifted her awareness above her, and for the first time, she felt a stirring of something. The sky wasn't empty space. It was full of currents and pressure and invisible rivers of air that flowed around her. Yes, Agatha said softly, you feel it, don't you? The air's song. That's what flight is, dear. It's not about defying gravity. It's about joining with the air, becoming part of the wind. And just like that, the little woman rose up in the air, high. Maggie looked up at her. Do you understand? Yes. Agatha's voice became businesslike. Now, I want you to look inward. I want you to look for that door, the place where your mother's gift is locked away. I want you to think up, not inward, not outward, not downward. Up. Do it now. I don't know what you're talking about. Maggie turned her awareness inward, searching through the layers of her power, the light, the dark, the balance between them. I don't feel anything. I mean, I feel stuff above me. I hear the wind in my ears. I can feel my hair rising up on my head. You're close. Deep inside her chest, beneath the burns, beneath the mating bond, beneath everything, she felt it. A door. You have to open the door, Maggie. Agatha yelled down to her. A door? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not a physical door, Miss Drake, but a barrier, a wall, something that has been built around part of your power to keep it contained. This is the time. You have to let it out. I feel something. Oh, for Pete's sake. Agatha flew down as quickly as anything and slammed into her chest, knocking her to the ground. Now, I want you to listen to me. She was mere inches from Maggie's face. It's not a physical door. It's a barrier. It's a wall, and you need to see it in your mind's eye. And then Agatha raised back with one palm and hit Maggie square in the chest. Ow! Do you see it? And slowly but surely, in her mind's eye, she saw a prism of light. Yellow, bright in its intensity. It's yellow. Yes, that's it. Break it down. Break it down. Do everything that the witches taught you to do. Break it down, Maggie. Maggie focused on the prism of light. And with her mind, she began to dissolve it. She felt it. Now, I want you to count to 3. I'm going to help you push through. And when I do, you're going to feel something rush through you. Don't fight it. Let it flow. Are you ready? Yes. 1. Agatha's power gathered. 2. Maggie braced herself. 3. Ha! Maggie yelled. The door inside Maggie's spirit shattered, and wind, living wind, began to pour out of her. It filled her body, brushed through her veins, sang in her bones, and Maggie's feet and her body lifted off the ground. 3 feet, with Agatha still on top of her. 5 feet. 8 feet. That's it. You're flying. Now upright yourself. And then, once Agatha had left, she righted herself and lost control. The wind inside her surged unevenly, tipping her sideways. Maggie yelped as she began to spin, her arms windmilling uselessly. Tuck and roll, dear, Agatha called cheerfully from below. How do I? Maggie managed before she tumbled completely, flipping upside down, flying across the rain and the grass, her hair falling toward the earth. The women watched and gasped, and Agatha laughed. There you are, Inez screamed. Maggie! And Maggie fell, hit the ground as hard as she could. But just before she hit the ground, the wind caught her again for just a second. Or she caught it. She wasn't sure which. But whatever it was, when she hit the ground, it knocked the air out of her sails. Well done. Well done. Yes. All right. Now all we have to do is get you to where you're not hanging upside down. That will not work at all. You did it. I mean, you went splat, but that's progress. That was terrifying, Maggie gasped, her heart hammering. Yes, well, flying usually is the first time. Agatha's expression was completely unsympathetic. Now, get back up. Stand. You're not done falling yet. What? Up you go, dear. Chop, chop. The next 3 hours were absolutely humiliating. Maggie rose, she fell, she spun, she tumbled, she flailed through the earth like a drunk bird. At one point, she flew backward and couldn't figure out how to stop, careening across the field until she crashed into a tree. On other times, she shot straight up so fast she nearly disappeared into the clouds, then plummeted back down, screaming. Inez stopped watching after the fifth spectacular crash to the ground. She couldn't take it anymore. She didn't know how Maggie was making it. But Agatha was relentless. Again! Crash. Again! Tumble. Again! Spinning wildly out of control. Oh dear, I do think you're getting worse. Again! And yet, with every attempt, Maggie learned something. How to shift her weight to turn, how to pull the wind in to stop, how to push it down to rise, how to find the currents in the air and ride them instead of fighting them. Ayita called up into the air, "Just pretend that you're a bird!" By noon, she could fly in a straight line. By mid-afternoon, she could turn without tumbling. By late afternoon, she could actually control her speed. "Better," Agatha called as Maggie circled the field at a decent clip. "Much better. You're starting to look less like a wounded pigeon and more like an actual witch." Maggie was too exhausted to be offended. But then Agatha's voice turned stern. "Now, you're going to do something different. And I want you to watch me exactly how I do it. Okay?" Agatha began to dive straight down as fast as she could toward the ground. And then she waited and looked up. "What? What do you want me to do?" "Exactly what you just saw me do. You heard me, dear. Dive." "Dive? Toward the ground like a free fall?" "You heard me. The dark witches will attack from above. You will need to know how to drop fast and recover. Now dive, damn you." Maggie took a breath, pointed herself toward the ground, and pushed. The wind began to scream past her. The ground rushed up to meet her, hitting her in the face. Her stomach dropped into her feet. She was going to die. She was absolutely going to die. She was headed for the ground at fast speed. "Now pull up," Agatha commanded. Maggie pulled, and the wind miraculously obeyed, catching her, lifting her back into a horizontal position just feet above the grass. She'd done it. She'd actually done it. "Oh my God! I did it!" Again, Agatha's voice was merciless. "Faster this time. They will catch you quickly. You will be like a rabbit in a hawk's talons." By the time the sun began to set, Maggie was beyond exhausted. Every muscle ached. Her head pounded. She'd crashed so many times that she'd lost count. But she was flying. Actually, flying. Not perfectly, not gracefully, but competently. "One more time," Agatha said, and for the first time all day, her voice was gentle. "But this time, I want you to enjoy the experience. I want you to think about technique. Don't think about control, Maggie, when you are in the air. Be one with the wind, the air. Just fly. Feel it. Let the wind carry you where it wants to go." Maggie nodded, too tired to argue. "Can I have a sip of water first?" Of course you can. Maggie took a sip of cold ice water. Okay. She rose into the air, easily now. She didn't fight the current. She didn't fight the wind. And this time, she didn't overthink it. She just let go. And suddenly, everything clicked. The wind wasn't something to control. It was something to join with, to become part of, to dance with instead of dominate. She didn't have to control it. She needed to be one with it. Maggie rose higher, and it felt effortless for the first time. Natural, like she'd been doing this her entire life, and had just forgotten how. The sun was setting now, painting the sky in shadows of orange and pink and purple, and Maggie flew into that sunset, the wind singing through her red hair, her body weightless, her spirit free. Below her, the field fell away. "Don't fly too far off now," Agatha hollered up. The women were just tiny dots. And Maggie went even higher. The trees were shadows, and above her was endless sky, endless possibility, endless freedom. She could fly away now and never come back. For the first time, since taking off that medallion, since being marked, since learning what she was, Maggie felt joy. Pure, uncomplicated, absolute joy. She laughed, and the sound carried across the darkening sky. She spun, but this time on purpose, not tumbling this time, but dancing. She dove and climbed and looped and soared, and she understood. This was what Agatha had meant. This is what it had meant to fly. Not just moving through the air, but becoming part of it. Everything that she had saw about witches growing up as a girl was witches on a broom. But that wasn't true. She was being free of the earth's pull, free of gravity, free of everything that held you down, free. She began to hear people shouting her name, and when Maggie descended, greatly and gently this time, she landed on her feet without crashing. She tipped slightly. The women erupted in applause. Inez ran over and grabbed her in a fierce hug. "Oh my God, that was amazing! You were so high! I was flying, Inez," Maggie said, her voice full of wonder. "That is the most intense experience that I have ever had in my life. I was really flying, not dropping like skydiving, but flying." Agatha walked over, smiling that warm grandmother smile, and handed Maggie a handkerchief. "You've got something on your face, dear." Maggie wiped her cheeks and realized she was crying. Tears of exhaustion and relief and joy all mixed together. "You did well," Agatha said, her voice soft. "Very well, indeed. You are a real talent, Maggie Drake." I've taught dozens of witches over the years, and most of them take weeks to reach the level you've achieved in one day. Aileen McLeod's gift is strong in you. She pulled something from her cardigan pocket, a small gray feather, soft and delicate. "This is from a dove," Agatha said, placing it in Maggie's hand. "It's a symbol of peace, of freedom, of hope. Keep it with you when you face him in 2 days. Remember the goodness inside of you, Maggie. Use your power for good, not for evil. Keep it with him when you face him. And remember what you felt tonight. That joy, that freedom, that's what you're fighting for. Not just for those children, but for yourself. For the right to choose. To be free. Her sharp eyes met Maggie's. Don't let him cage you, my dear. Don't let him clip your wings. He's clipped enough. You were meant to fly. Maggie closed her hand around the feather and felt its softness, its lightness. Thank you, she whispered, for everything. Don't thank me yet, Agatha said, her voice turning brisk again. Thank me after you've survived, after you've saved those children, after you've come back to Earth in one piece. She patted Maggie's cheek. You're a beautiful girl with unlimited talent. Now go and rest. You've earned it. Tomorrow you return to Cherry Hill, and the day after that. She didn't need to finish. They all knew what came the day after that. Samhain, the altar, the choice. That night, Maggie lay in bed staring at the dove feather that Agatha had given her. She'd learned so much in 6 days. Grounding, shielding, combat, shadow walking, blood magic, bell walking, and finally, and her most favorite of all, flight. She was stronger than she'd ever been, more powerful than she'd ever imagined, and more herself, truly herself, both Maggie and Kenna, light and dark together, than she'd been since all this started. But was it enough? Would it be enough to face a being as ancient and powerful as the Nefrith Chultir? Would it be enough to save those children? Would it be enough to resist him when he offered her everything she'd ever wanted? Maggie didn't know. And then she heard something. A ringtone. Inez was watching something on her phone. Who would be calling her at this time of night? It was insistent. The call was persistent. It hung up and called back again. Oh, Graham. Inez leaned over and grabbed Maggie's book bag. She reached down inside of it and pulled it out. Maggie, it's not Graham. It's your sister. Emma? Why is she calling me now? It started ringing again. What was going on? Something inside of her told her that something was wrong. She answered the phone. It was Emma, her sister. Emma? Oh, thank God, Maggie. Maggie, where are you? I'm in North Carolina. Maggie, I just got a call from Amanda, James' girlfriend. James is in the hospital. Apparently he's not doing really well. Amanda says he's dying. She's asking me to come and pick up Curly. James said that he does not want you anywhere near her. What's going on, Mags? Maggie was quiet. Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? James is dying in the hospital. Amanda said something about he's hemorrhaging from his nose and his eyes, and they think he might have a brain aneurysm or something. Maggie, where are you? I told you, I'm in North Carolina. Well, you need to go get Curly. I can't. Well, can you go get her? Please. Maggie, what's going on? Why wouldn't James want you to come and pick up your own daughter? I can't. Emma, I can't. I can't explain it to you right now. I can't. I cannot take Curly right now. Please. If you've ever did anything for me, please. I need you to go get Curly. I need you to take her to Mom's house. Please. So you're not going to tell me what's going on? I can't. Maggie, Amanda said some crazy shit. She said stuff about you being a witch and casting some dark spell on James and making him die. I don't know. I don't know. The only reason I'm going to go get Curly is because she's my niece. Whatever you're into that makes it to where you can't come and get your own daughter, I think you need to get out of it, Maggie. I can't explain anything to you right now, Emma. The only thing I can say is take care of Curly. Please. And with that, Maggie hung up. Oh my God. What is it, Maggie? What is it? It's James. He's in the hospital. He's dying. Something about a brain aneurysm or something. Oh my God, I did this. I did this to him. Maggie, you need to be in control right now. You don't need anything messing up your thoughts right now, okay? I could go and get Curly. Do you want me to do that? I can go and get her. I can bring her back to Cherry Hill House if you don't want her to be with him. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you could. Maybe you could go and get her and bring her here. I can do that. I can do that for you. I can leave first thing in the morning and I can go get her. I can do that for you. Where is she right now? She's with Emma. Well, Emma is going to go get her. She's with Amanda right now, and it's no telling what that woman is saying to her. Okay. All right. I want you to listen to me. Billy said that there was going to be obstacles, that things were going to be created to try to divert your mind from what you need to do. Maggie didn't know. She didn't know what to do at this point. Her one thought for James to die was coming true. He was in the hospital now, bleeding to death. She went outside, felt the cool mountain air hit her in the face. And just like that, she began to feel the wind and the air above her. And she rose up, up, up into the night sky. Why? Why am I being put through this? I didn't really want him to die. She just floated, drifted weightlessly in the air. Ayita came out of her tent and looked up. Maggie Drake! Get back down on the ground. Maggie lowered herself and sank to the ground, crying. No one could console her. Ayita gave her a cup of tea and something to take that was in a powdery form. You're going to go to sleep now. Maggie was led back to the tent. She lay down on her cot. She grabbed the dove feather and clutched it in her hand. She began to feel the potion taking over her, her limbs becoming languid. The feather was comforting to her. Two days until Samhain. James was dying in the hospital because of her power. 2 days until Maggie Drake had to fly into the darkness and face her destiny, becoming Kenny McLeod or remaining herself. And in the Black Pass, the Nafrith Cholter waited, patient, certain, because he could feel her now, could feel the power that she gained. He stood in the shadows, watching her fly. Wow, he thought to himself, I see that you have found a new gift. She could fly. Knew that when she came to him, she would be flying into his room on Samhain night. She would be magnificent, powerful, perfect, everything that he'd been waiting for, and he would claim her. Not through force, not through compulsion, but through choice. Her choice. Because when she saw what he could offer, when she understood what they could be together, she would take his hand willingly. 2 days, Kenna. He whispered into the darkness. 2 days until you come home. As darkness fell on the 6th day, Maggie expected to return to the cabin, expected another quiet night of purification rituals and blue paint and restless sleep. But instead, after a full day of just retraining on everything that she had been taught, Billy led her back to the center of the field where something different was happening. People were arriving one by one. Not just the women who'd been training her, new people, dozens of them, maybe more. They came on foot, in cars, some riding horses. They came carrying drums and blankets and food. Cherokee elders, young warriors, witches from covens across the South, medicine women, dreamwalkers, blood witches, shadow practitioners, all of them converging on the field as the sun disappeared below the horizon. What's happening? Maggie asked, her voice uncertain. She had just received news that Emma had Curly. She felt safe in that. Tonight, we honor you, Aida said, appearing beside her in full ceremonial dress, leather and beadwork and feathers. Tonight, we send you into battle with our blessing, our power, our hope. In the center of the field, men were building something massive, a bonfire. Not a small fire for warmth or cooking. This was a ceremonial fire, a war fire, built from oak and pine and sacred woods, stacked higher than a man's head, waiting to be lit. Come, Billy said, and he too was dressed for ceremony. He looked like something out of the 1800s, war paint on his face, red and black and white. His long hair loose and flowing, a leather vest decorated with symbols Maggie didn't recognize but felt in her bones. Sit, watch, listen. He led her to a place of honor, a blanket spread near where the bonfire would burn. Inez was already there, wrapped in a borrowed shawl, her eyes wide with wonder. This is incredible, Inez whispered as Maggie sat beside her. All these people came from you. I don't understand why, Maggie said. Because you're fighting. You're fighting for all of us. A voice said. Morgana appeared and she too was transformed. Her silver hair was unbound, flowing past her waist. She wore a black dress that seemed to be made of smoke and shadow. Her hands were marked with symbols drawn in what looked like blood. You're not just fighting the Nefrith Choltir, Morgana continued. You're fighting for every child that he may try to take in the future, for every soul trapped in his realm, for the balance between light and dark, for the very fabric of the veil itself. She knelt beside Maggie. So we come, all of us, my sister, to give you our strength, our courage, our belief that you can do this tomorrow night. More people arrived as full darkness fell. The field filled with them, easily 100 people, maybe more, all sitting in concentric circles around the unlit bonfire, all facing the center where Maggie sat. The weight of their attention was overwhelming. I don't know if I can do this, Maggie whispered to Inez. I'm a bad person. James is... Maggie, please try to concentrate. There are so many people here, Inez. They all think that I can... You can, Inez said fiercely. I've watched you for 6 days do things that I never, ever thought I would see a human being do. I've watched you become something incredible, something that I am in awe of, my friend. Something powerful. And Maggie, she grabbed her hand. You can do this. I know you can. Billy stepped into the center of the circle and the murmuring crowd fell silent. We gather tonight, he said, his voice carrying across the field, to honor Maggie Drake, a woman who came here not knowing what she would find, a woman who found a destiny she never asked for, a woman who must now walk in darkness to save the light. He turned to face Maggie. Tomorrow, you return to Cherry Hill. Tomorrow night is Samhain. At midnight, you will face the Nefertiti Tear at his altar. You will fly into the Black Pass, into the realm of shadow, and you will either free the children that he has trapped. He paused. Or you will turn to him and be lost to us forever. The silence was absolute. Tonight we give her what we can, brothers and sisters. Our wisdom, our courage, our power. We send her into battle knowing that she carries not just her own strength, but the strength of everyone here. He raised his hands, and someone brought him a torch, already lit, flames dancing in the darkness. Let the sacred fire be lit. Let the ceremony begin. Billy touched the torch to the base of the bonfire, and the flames erupted. The fire climbed impossibly fast, roaring up through the carefully stacked wood, reaching toward the sky. Heat and light exploded outward, turning the night bright as day. And then the drums started. Deep, rhythmic, primal. The Cherokee warriors began to move, circling the fire in a dance that was older than memory. Their feet struck the earth in time with the drums. Their voices rose in chants that made Maggie's bones vibrate. This was a war dance, a dance to honor warriors going into battle, a dance to call on the spirits for protection and strength. The witches joined them, not in the same dance, but in their own. They moved counterclockwise, while the Cherokee moved clockwise, creating a double spiral of power around the fire. Magic filled the air, thick, palpable. Maggie could see it now, silver and gold and blue and shadow, all weaving together, building into something massive. Stand, Ayita said, helping Maggie to her feet. Come to the fire. Maggie walked forward on shaking legs. Inez beside her and stood before the bonfire. The heat was intense, the light blinding, the sound of drums and chanting overwhelming. And then one by one, the people who had trained her stepped forward. Ayita came first. The elder dreamwalker placed both hands on Maggie's face, her ancient eyes boring into Maggie's soul. You carry the weight of two worlds, Ayita said, the physical and the spiritual, the light and the dark, the human and the divine. This is your gift. This is your burden. This is your power. She pressed her forehead to Maggie's. When you walk into the realm, remember, you are connected to the earth, to the living world. He is not. He is only shadow, only death, only absence. Your connection to life, to your daughter, to everyone who loves you is stronger than any power he wields. She stepped back and pressed something into Maggie's hand, a small pouch of sacred herbs. Burn this tonight while you sleep. It will remind you of what is real, what is true. The dreams are coming again. Remember what is worth fighting for. Nacha came next. The scarred warrior stood before Maggie with fierce pride in her eyes. I have taught you to be a warrior, Nacha said. To fight, to defend, to strike without mercy when necessary. But the greatest lesson, she placed a hand over Maggie's heart, the greatest lesson is knowing when to fight and when to surrender. when to destroy, and when to protect. Do not even think about what you have to do. When to be the sword, and when to be the shield. You will be called upon to be both. She unstrapped something from her belt, a blade in a leather sheath. This was my first blade, given to me when I began my training 30 years ago. It has tasted blood, Maggie Drake, has ended threats, has protected the innocent. She handed it to Maggie. Now it's yours. May it serve you as faithfully as it served me. Morgana came forward. The Blood Witch took Maggie's hand in hers, and Maggie felt the pulse of blood magic flowing between them. In these days, you have learned that pain is power, Morgana said. You've learned this, lived this, but remember, pain transforms. It doesn't just destroy. The pain that you've endured has made you stronger, wiser, more capable of empathy, of understanding, of suffering, of wanting to end it. She pulled a silver ring from her finger, a simple band marked with runes. This ring has absorbed decades of my blood magic as well as more. It will amplify your own power when you need it most, but use it carefully. Blood magic is seductive. It's addictive. Don't let it consume you. Chloe stepped forward. The beautiful witch smiled, though her eyes were serious. Maggie Drake, I had no idea what was going to happen when you came to this town. I taught you to walk in shadows, Chloe said, her slight southern accent. To hide, to move with the unseen, to become one with darkness without being consumed by it. Use your power, use your magic. This is perhaps the most important skill that you possess. She pulled up a black velvet choker from around her neck, adorned with a small moonstone. He is going to try to pull you into his darkness, Maggie, into his realm completely. This stone, she fattened the choker around Maggie's neck. It will keep you tethered to the light, to the veil, to the space between. You can walk in this darkness without becoming part of it. Agatha shuffled forward. The small British witch looked even more like a grandmother in the firelight, but her eyes were sharp and bright. Well, my flying lady, you did well. You learned, Agatha said, her voice carrying despite the strums. Learn that the sky is yours, that freedom is yours, that you don't have to stay grounded just because someone tells you that's where you belong. She pulled out a small white feather, not a dove feather this time, but something else, something that shimmered with power. This feather, it is to protect you. It has legendary ferocity about it. It's both beautiful and deadly. She tucked it into Maggie's hair. You are both things, my dear. Both the warrior and the mother. Both the destroyer and the protector. Don't forget either side. Billy came last. The Cherokee medicine man stood before Maggie, and in the firelight he looked different, older, more weathered, like the weight of what they were asking her to do had aged him. Maggie Drake, he said formally, you came to me as a woman, seeking answers, seeking to understand what was happening to you, what you were becoming. He placed both hands on her shoulders. In 6 days, you have learned what takes most practitioners years to master. You have faced your darkness and emerged still yourself. You have broken. You have raged. You have wept. And you have risen again, stronger each time. His grip tightened. Tomorrow you return, but you are a different woman than you were before this all began. On Samhain, you will stand before him. He will offer you everything, and you must remember who you are. He pulled something from around his own neck, a leather cord with a single turquoise stone. This belonged to my grandmother, Billy said quietly. She was a powerful medicine woman. She wore the stone through wars, through epidemics, through the darkest times our people have known, and it protected her. It kept her centered, kept her human even when being human seemed impossible. He placed it around Maggie's neck, the turquoise stone resting just below the moonstone that Chloe had given her. Go into the battle wearing the gifts of everyone who has trained you. Carry us with you. You carry our power, our hope, our belief that you can do this. He stepped back and addressed the entire gathering. Maggie Drake faces the Nefrith Chultir. She walks into darkness to bring light. She fights for the children who cannot fight for themselves. She stands where no one else can stand. His voice rose to a shout. Will you give her your strength? Yes, the crowd roared. Will you give her your courage? Yes. Will you give her your power? Yes. The drums beat faster, the dancers moved with more intensity, and magic, raw, primal, overwhelming, began to flow. It came from every person in the circle, from the Cherokee warriors, from the witches, from the medicine women, and the blood practitioners and the shadow walkers, all of it flowing toward Maggie, into Maggie. She gasped as power flooded her body, not her power, their power, shared freely, giving willingly, a gift of strength for everyone gathered. The silver lines under her skin blazed bright. Her eyes, both of them, began to glow, light and dark, mixed together, shining like stars. And she rose from the ground. At that moment, she felt invincible, felt like she could do anything, fight anyone, survive everything. She felt like a freaking goddess. The power peaked and then slowly receded, settling into her bones, her blood, her spirit. Not gone, just absorbed, waiting to be called on when she needed it most. The drums fell silent. The dancers stopped. Maggie lowered to the ground, and Billy spoke one final time. Go with our blessing, Maggie Drake. Go with our power. Go with our love. He smiled for the first time and come back to us victorious, sister. Let's stop there and take a brief intermission. And when we come back, we will continue the reading of Cherry Hill. How is everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? Hey, Ray Bab. Hello, hello. Hey, Melanie. Karen, you watched my live for 400 minutes. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Pink. Oh, that's nice. Awesome. Oh boy. So now Maggie is flying. Have you ever had a dream? Have you ever had a of flying? I've had many dreams of flying, and it is the most exhilarating feeling ever. Um, so I was trying to describe it from the dreams that I've had. One of my dreams that I've had is I'm on a trampoline and I'm just jumping, I'm just jumping normally. And then I jump a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher. And finally, I am just jumping so high and I'm just flying. Like it is just the most exhilarating feeling ever. Right, Goddess, yes. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Please bring some snacks here to me. I am craving chocolate and salty potato chips. Um, yeah, in fact, I have a lot of dreams where I am flying or I'm on some object that just keeps going higher and higher and higher. Peanut butter M&Ms, love it. I don't know what time that we went on. Oh, I love those. Bring me Reese's and wine. I love muffins, Kim. I love blueberry muffins, strawberry, banana nut. I knew Melanie did. That's why I said it. Yes. Talk about some weird cravings. I have them. Chocolate, Lay's potato chips. It has to be the regular Lay's potato chips. Um, I've got to have that salt. Yes, she is. She is our wine girl for sure. Oh, I love lemon bars. Let's face it, I like everything but green peas. Oh, I love ice cream. Yes, the regular Lays are the best. Now, sometimes I'm in the mood for, um, cheddar and sour cream or the dill pickle. I love those chips. Those are so good. What kind of ice cream cone? Yes, God is lovely. That sounds amazing. Yes, it is so good. Oreo cookies, fudge dipped. Yes. I love it all, Turtle Woman. I love it all. I scan everything on an app called Yuka. Some chips, okay, blue chips, who knew? Right. I do. I love snacky things. Plain Lay's potato chips are the best. I love them. And I love Ruffles have ridges. I love those. With hell of a good dip. Has it been 10? Probably. All right. Thank you, Palm. The next morning, it was time to go. Maggie and Inez took their bags, put it in the Bronco, climbed in. Maggie was quiet. Inez looked at her. Do you want me to drive so you can process things? Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. The 4 hour drive passed in a blur of silence and mounting dread. Every mile closer to Cherry Hill felt like another weight sitting on Maggie's chest. The clarity she'd felt in Tennessee, the strength of last night, the power, the certainty was then already beginning to fade. Billy had been right. He had said it, that the doubt would creep back in. Thank you, Mia. Thank you so much. By the time that they crossed into Cherry Hill's town limits, Maggie's hands were shaking. She clutched the jar of blue paste like a lifeline, her knuckles white. Ayita had instructed her before they left. It is crucial, more than ever, that you apply this blue paste tonight while you're sleeping so that you don't have those horrible dreams. Not to the intensity that they were, but it will start. It will start throughout the day. They will not come and get you during the day. It will be at the night. Almost there, Inez said quietly. The first words either of them had spoken in over an hour. Maggie nodded but couldn't make herself respond. She felt sick to her stomach. She was thinking about James. She was thinking about Curly. She was thinking about how she was going to have to explain all of this to Emma and her mother if there was a chance for her to do that. Maggie nodded but couldn't make herself respond. Her only comfort, her only solace was that Curly was far away with her mother, far away from Cherry Hill and the darkness that lived in the mountains. Maggie would reach out to her tonight before midnight. She would hear her voice. Maybe that would help. Or maybe it would make tomorrow even harder. Inez turned onto the winding road that led to Cherry Hill House, the Bronco's tires crunching on gravel, the trees pressed close on either side, their branches reaching overhead like grasping fingers. And then they rounded the final curve. Cherry Hill House came into view. Beautiful, imposing, home. But Maggie barely saw it, because parked in the driveway, gleaming black and chrome in the late morning sun, was a black Land Rover. Graham's Land Rover. Maggie's entire body went rigid, not with panic, but with fury. Pure, white-hot fury. No, she said, her voice low and dangerous. No, absolutely not. Maggie, Inez started. How did he know? Maggie whipped around in her seat to face Inez. How did Graham know that I was coming back today? This morning? How? Inez pulled the Bronco to a stop behind the Land Rover. Her hands were gripping the steering wheel so tight, her knuckles were white. I asked you a question, Inez. I told him, she said quietly. You what? I told him. Before we left Tennessee this morning, I texted him and said we were heading back, that we'd be here around 11. Why? Inez, why did you do that? I don't need this. Why? Maggie's voice exploded in the confined space of the Bronco. Why would you tell him that? With everything that I have on my mind. Because look at him, Maggie. Inez gestured toward the porch where Graham stood, and even from here they could see the exhaustion on his face, the tension in his shoulders. That man is beside himself with worry about you. He cares about you. You don't know that. Maggie was shaking now, rage and fear mixing into something volcanic. You don't know if he can be trusted. You don't know what he is or what he wants. I know he's been texting me every day, asking about you, and I don't care. Maggie grabbed Inez's arm. Do you even realize what I'm getting ready to go through? They're on their way, Inez. They're coming tonight. I have a ex-husband who is in the hospital dying because of me. Do you understand that tonight they are going to come and try to take me to the Nefrith tier? And you thought of all that I needed him. It could be him, Inez. I thought that you needed someone who cares about you, Maggie. I don't need him here, Inez. What I need, Maggie's voice broke. I need space. I need to breathe. I need to prepare. I need to practice. Then you know what, Maggie Drake? You go tell him that yourself. Inez said, her own voice rising now. I'm not your messenger, Maggie. I'm your friend. And if you don't want him here, you go tell him to leave. You should have thought about that before you slept with him. Maggie stared at her best friend, betrayal and fury warring in her chest. Fine, she said. Fine, she spat. Fine, I will. She shoved open the passenger door and slammed it so hard the Bronco rocked. Graham was already walking down the porch steps, relief washing over his face when he saw her. But Maggie stormed toward him, her hands clenched into fist, her jaw tight. Maggie, he started. I don't know why Inez told you that I was coming back. Maggie cut him off, stopping a few feet from him. But I need you to leave. Right now. Graham's expression shifted from relief to concern. What? Maggie, I've been worried sick about you. I don't care. Her voice was cold, hard. I don't trust you, Graham. I don't trust anyone right now. And I need my space. But Graham was already moving. He closed the distance between them in 2 strides, and before Maggie could react, before she could push him away or tell him to stop, he grabbed her. His hands came up to frame her face, and he pulled her to him and kissed her. Kissed her hard, kissed her desperately, kissed her like she was oxygen and he'd been drowning. Maggie froze, every muscle in her body going rigid with shock. But Graham didn't let go. His mouth moved against hers with fierce intensity, one hand tangling in her red hair, the other sliding to the small of her back, pulling her closer. And despite herself, despite the fury and the fear and the overwhelming need to push him away, Maggie felt herself responding. Felt her hands come up to clutch his shirt instead of pushing him back. Felt her mouth open under his. Felt heat flooding through her body, chasing away the cold dread that had been settling in her bones since they left Tennessee. When Graham finally pulled back, they were both breathing hard. His forehead pressed against hers, his hand still cradling her face. You say you need space, he said, his voice rough and raw. And I need you. Maggie's breath caught. I need you, Maggie. Graham continued, his thumb stroking her cheekbones. I need to know that you're okay. I need to see that you're alive, lass. His voice broke. I need to be with you, even if it's just for today. He couldn't finish. Graham, he didn't need to. They both knew what tomorrow would bring. Come with me, Graham said, pulling back just enough to look into her green eyes. Just for a little while. Come away with me somewhere that's quiet. Somewhere where it's just the two of us. No Cherry Hill, no Black Pass, no anything. Just us. Graham, please. His hands were still on her face, and Maggie could see something desperate in his eyes, something that looked like fear. I just want to talk to you. I want to be with you. I want to... He stopped, his eyes scanning her face, and Maggie saw the moment that he noticed. The bruises on her jaw from when she crashed during flight training, the scratches on her neck from combat practice with Nacha, the faint silver lines still visible beneath her skin. He looked at them and examined them. The exhaustion etched into every line of her face. Jesus Christ, Maggie. Graham breathed. Maggie, what were you enduring? What did they do to you? They trained me, Maggie said quietly. They made me stronger, made me ready for what's coming. You're hurt. I'm fine. You're not fine. Graham's voice was fierce now. Look at you. You're covered in bruises. You look like you haven't slept in days. You're shaking, lass. I'm shaking because of you. I said I'm fine. And I am saying, come with me. Graham stepped back but took her hand. Just for a few hours. Let me take you somewhere safe, lass. Somewhere quiet. Let me, his voice softened. Let me take care of you. Just for a little bit. Just for now. Maggie should say no. Should send him away. Should go inside Cherry Hill House and use the blue paste and prepare herself for what was coming that night. But she was so tired, so scared, so desperate for something, anything that felt normal and human and not related to darkness or gods or impossible choices. And Graham was offering her exactly that. A few hours of peace, a few hours of just being Maggie. Before she became Kenna, possibly, forever. Okay, she heard herself say. Okay, just for a little while. Relief flooded Graham's face. He squeezed her hard, pulled her hand, and started pulling her gently toward the Land Rover. Wait! Maggie looked back at the Bronco where Inez still sat, watching them. I should tell Inez. I'll text her, Graham said. Come on. Come with me, lass. He opened the passenger door of the Land Rover for her, and Maggie paused. No. No, I can't. Maggie. No. No, I can't. I can't do this right now, Graham. Maybe after everything is over, maybe, but right now, no. No, I'm not coming with you. I'm not. Inez's expression was unreadable. I have to prepare. I do care about you, Graham, but I just cannot. I cannot do this right now. I can't do us right now. I'm sorry. You still don't trust me, do you? No. I don't. All right. All right, Maggie. You made your choice, lass. I'll be thinking of you. Maggie watched Graham climb back into his Land Rover. He did not look happy at all. She watched him drive away. Inez climbed out of the Bronco. Are you okay? I don't want to talk to you right now. Maggie stomped away, opened the door. Dune immediately jumped up in her arms. It was Sam Hain. Soon, everything would change. Tonight, she would either say goodbye to Maggie Drake and embrace Kenna McLeod, or vice versa. She felt bad for Graham Sinclair. She wished that she could trust him. The hours passed quickly. Before Maggie knew it, a rainstorm had settled over the valley and over the mountains. Lightning and thunder flashed from the Black Pass. I tell you what, Maggie, let me make it up to you. I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna bring you a hot tub of water. And we're gonna cover you in this blue paste. And I want you to rest, okay? All I want you to do is just rest. Okay. Thank you. Of course. I'm your friend. I didn't mean to contact Graham to cause you issues. Maggie, that was never what it was about. Then what was it about, Inez? I just know that he cares about you. That's all I know. Right. I'm gonna go up there and run that water for you now. You just rest. You just rest. I don't want you to do anything. I don't want you to lift one finger to do anything. I've got everything. Okay? Okay. Inez disappeared up the stairs. Maggie could hear her preparing things in the bathroom, the sound of the water running. She sat on the couch, just patting Dune absent-mindedly, not really thinking about what her action was, but just cuddling him. Maggie turned. Inez? Oh, Maggie. She could hear it. Maggie. Something told Maggie to look out the window. And when she looked out, her eyes widened. In the sky was a woman with a long black dress. And she was looking at Maggie. You can hear me. You know who I am. Remember the store? Oh, Maggie. Tonight is Samhain, and we're going to come and get you and take you to the Nofrith Choltir. Maggie jumped off the couch, opened the front door, and walked outside. There was no one there. But there was someone there. She saw a woman. Maggie, your tub is ready. I'm coming. I'm coming. She looked back again out the window. No one was there. She went upstairs quickly to try to distance herself and went in the bathroom. She was shaking all over like a leaf. Maggie, you look like you've seen a ghost. Let's get this blue paste on you, okay? Yes, please. Yes, please get it on me. Inez covered every area of Maggie's body with the blue paste. All she had on was her bra and panties. Now, we can't recreate the heat like they did in that tent, but this water is hot. So I want you to get in it. I talked with Yita, and she said that hot water can draw out the blackness too. Thank you. Maggie began to lower herself into the tub, and she winced because the water was so hot. I'm gonna leave the door open a crack. If you need me, call me, okay? Yeah. Did something happen down there, Maggie? You're different. I just thought I saw something. That's all. Okay. All right, well, I'll be downstairs. Okay. Thanks. Maggie lay her head back against the tub and closed her eyes. The blue paste was drawing out the darkness. She would think it would have all been gone by now, but more and more and more kept seeping out. Maggie. Hello? Maggie. Tonight's the night you come to me. Who's there? Maggie. You know who I am by now. Are you ready? No. No, I am not. Thunder rumbled in the background. The water was so hot that Maggie got out of the tub. She tried to wipe the blue paste away as best as she could. She looked out the window, out toward the back of her property, and saw him. A tall man cloaked in a black cloak, his face completely covered. She knew it was him. Maggie. Maggie ran to her bedroom, put on a pair of pajamas, got into bed, covered herself with a blanket. It was all in her imagination. It had to be. He had never came to her during the day. Not ever. She fell asleep. Maggie. 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 We're coming to get you tonight, Maggie. We're gonna take you. We're gonna take you. Are you ready? Maggie. Maggie. No! Leave me alone! Across the black path, she could see them coming in the lightning, in the wind, in the cover of the rain. 3 witches, black witches, slowly floating over the Black Pass, high in the sky. Oh, Maggie, Maggie, Maggie. We'll see you later. Well, Maggie woke up screaming. Oh my God. Maggie, what is it? What is it? They're coming for me. They're coming for me, Inez. I can't stop it. It's all right. It's all right. They're coming, Inez. You should leave. You should leave. You should get out of here. You should go. What happened? What was it? The witches, just like Morgana and Ayita and Billy and Chloe, all of them said, they're coming for me tonight. Okay. Okay. I'm here. I'm here. We're going to. Let's leave. We'll leave tonight. We'll leave. That's what we'll do. We don't have to be here. And if we leave, then they won't be able to come and get you, and then they won't be able to take you to him. It doesn't work that way, Inez. Hold on a minute. What is that? Inez left the room. She heard the front door open. She heard Inez say hello. She heard a man ask, "Is Maggie here?" Yes, she's upstairs. Oh, okay. Well, can you tell her the sheriff is here? Yeah, sure. I'll just come in and wait for her. Okay? Of course, yes. Um, where's your daughter? She's working at the diner. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can come on in and I'll tell Maggie that you're here. Okay, thanks. I just have something that I need to discuss with her. Okay. Maggie stood behind the door and listened. It was the sheriff. I will be right back, Inez said. She walked in the bedroom. Maggie was standing behind the door. Why are you behind the door? Why is the sheriff here? He wants to talk to you about something. He said there was something that he needed to discuss with you. I'm not going down there. Well, he's the law, Maggie, so you probably should go down there. Maggie put her robe on and walked downstairs. She rounded the curve, and in the parlor, there was no one. The vehicle was gone. I know I heard him talking. Where'd he go? I don't know. He said he had something to talk to you about. That doesn't make any sense. Where is he? I don't know. They walked outside on the front porch. The rain was coming down hard. Maggie looked around. Something did not feel right. And then about that time, there was a text message from Graham. I hate the way that we left things, the text said. Is there any way that maybe we could meet in town and we could talk? Just you and me in the diner, no one around us. I just want to talk to you. Maggie looked at her phone. He won't stop. He just will not stop. You know what? I still think we should leave the house. Yeah, maybe so. Maggie needed a breakaway. They dressed, went and got in the Bronco and drove into Cherry Hill. And Maggie sent Graham a message. You've got 10 minutes. I'll meet you at the diner. 10 minutes later, Graham was prompt, and he showed up. He walked in the diner. Very few people were in there. Maggie looked around. She asked the waitress, where is Kat? Is Kat here today? The waitress looked at her. Kat? Yeah, you know, the young blonde girl, the one that took care of Dune. She suggested that I take him. Ma'am, we don't have a cat that works for us. Yes, you do. She's like 14, 15. She has blonde hair. She's real sweet, really outgoing, kind of like a chatty Cathy. Ma'am, we don't have a cat here. We're not allowed to employ children that young here. Okay. Graham saw them sitting toward the back of the diner. He sat down at the table. So I want to try to help you. I want to try to help you out with whatever is about to happen, Maggie. Inez looked at Graham. And how exactly are you going to do that? Graham, Maggie asked, do you know the sheriff really well in this town? Sheriff? Yes, he came up to the house just a little bit ago. He said that he had something that he needed to tell me, something that he needed to talk with me about. He talked with Inez, he talked with me, and you know, and then he just disappeared. Lass, we haven't had a sheriff in this town in years. We just, whenever we need someone, we call him from the next county over. No, there is a sheriff. He has black hair. He wears a uniform. He's driving an SUV, and he has a daughter, and her name is Kat. The waitress was standing there. I told her, Graham, we don't have anyone that works here by the name of Kat. He's came to my house. Don't look at me like that. He took me to the Black Veil. He showed me all the post signs. He took me to the tree. You saw him, Inez. I did. I did see him. Yeah, I answered the door. Maggie, we don't have a sheriff here. I don't understand what's going on. I need to go. I need to go. Maggie, stay here. I can't stay in this town. Not anymore. I can't. I can't. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I know that I saw him and I saw his daughter. They came in my house. I know they did. And the two women, there was these two women. They lived just down from me. They're sisters. They saw you. They saw him. They saw you. Maggie, what are you talking about, lass? There's two women. They live down the hill. They brought me fresh pastries one morning. They gave one to the sheriff. Maggie, there's no one that lives next to you. You're all alone out there. Graham, damn you! I'm telling you what I've seen. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You're coming back to my cabin. You and Inez, you're gonna stay there until I figure out what is going on. There's no sheriff. There's no cat. He said his wife died. He said that he was alone. He asked me out. He asked me out twice. Maggie, there is no sheriff. There is no two sisters that live at the bottom of the hill. Now, I want you to come with me. We're going to go up to my house and we're going to stay there and we're going to figure this out. You're not staying at Jerry Hill House alone. Okay. Okay. Inez, you saw them, right? Yeah, I saw them, Maggie. I saw them. Inez drove the Bronco, and they followed Graham to his cabin. When they walked inside, Connor met them at the door. Maggie's head was splitting, hurting so badly. She didn't understand what was going on. The sheriff, Cat, the women. It made no sense to her. Maggie, something's very wrong here, Inez said. Graham offered her coffee. They gratefully accepted. It was almost night. The sky was lit up with lightning. Thunder crashed from the Black Pass. So I need you to tell me again exactly what you've experienced. A sheriff, uniform, black hair, blue eyes, his daughter, Cat. She brought cat toys up to see Dune. Dune loved her. There were two women that were, when I first moved in Cherry Hill House, they had red hair. They were older. They were in their 60s. They were very friendly, very cordial. They brought croissants for me to have to eat, like a welcome home gift. And the sheriff was there. The sheriff was there with them and Cat. Everyone was there. So I know they saw him. It doesn't make any sense, Lass, what you're saying. I tell you what. Why don't you go lay down in the bedroom? You know where it is. Go in there, lay down, and try to rest. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on as best as I can. It's okay. It's okay, Mags. We got this. We're going to figure this out. Maggie stumbled down the hallway with Inez's help. Inez pulled back the covers. Maggie crawled in. I don't understand what's going on, Inez. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You're not losing your mind. We're here. Try to get you some rest. Okay? Try to get you some rest. Maybe this is all in your mind. Maybe it doesn't even really exist. Maybe there is no Nefrith Maybe it's all just a figment of your imagination. No, the veins, I'm so tired. I know. Go to sleep. I'll be right here with you. Maggie closed her eyes. Tears leaked out of the corners, ran down her cheeks into the pillow. She could hear talking coming from the living room. Graham and Inez. They would take care of her. Inez would take care of her. She didn't trust Graham, right? Graham was acting like she was crazy, like she was insane. But she wasn't insane. She knew what she had saw. She knew what she had experienced. And then she fell asleep. Maggie. 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 We're coming to get you. Maggie. 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 My beautiful Maggie. My lass. It's almost time. Maggie moved back and forth in the bed. Maggie. Maggie. Look out your window. Maggie rose from the bed. She walked over to Graham's bedroom window and pulled back the curtains. And over the black pass, she saw them. The witches. Floating in the air. My coven comes for you. Maggie. The voice didn't sound like the voice of the sheriff. The voice was Scottish and ancient and raw and dark. And then the dream shifted. She was in the Vale. The children were screaming, chained to the mountain, begging for help. Help us, Kenna! Help us! Let us go! Please! Let us go! And then he was behind her. His finger ran down her arm. His voice was seductive. Maggie, it's time. It's time. Maggie woke up. Her body was covered in sweat. She screamed out, Inez! Graham! It was quiet. Inez! She got out of the bed, opened the door and ran down the hall. And the house was empty. No Graham. No Inez. Inez! Inez! She opened the front door and walked out on the porch. The black Land Rover was gone. Only the Bronco. She ran outside. The keys were in her pocket. She cranked it up and started driving, headed back toward Cherry Hill House. And then the cell phone lit up the interior of her car. Graham. Maggie, my dear. I have Inez. Come to Cherry Hill House. I'm waiting. And that is the end of Cherry Hill's reading for tonight. Stay tuned for next Tuesday when the story continues. I'm sorry, Shirley. Oh, I'm sorry. It will not be next Wednesday night because it's Christmas week and we're only going to have a live on Monday night. I tell you what, I'll read you a little bit more. How about that? I'll read you a little bit more. Maggie hurriedly drove through the winding roads to Cherry Hill House, her heart pounding in her chest. When she arrived at Cherry Hill House, there was no black Land Rover. The house was dark. She got out, ran across the yard to the front porch, and opened it. When she went inside, Dune was waiting. Inez? Inez! There was no sounds. The only sounds were the thunder and the lightning lighting up the Black Pass. She ran upstairs, checked Inez's room. There was nothing. Where was she? And why did Graham have her? She tried to call Graham's number. Nothing. And then she heard it. Oh, Maggie. 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 Look out your window, Maggie. Maggie flew down the steps, opened the front door, and stepped out onto the porch. Maggie Drake, Ravenna, the witch from the store, the witch that had tried to destroy Chloe's display. She remembered her well, remembered how she looked at Maggie that night, like she hated her. You know why we're here, right? Her and her two comrades floated effortlessly in the air. I do. And you're going to come with us and be a good little girl, right? Oh, Maggie. Maggie, 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 Maggie. Before her eyes, Ravenna transformed into the sheriff. How you doing there, ma'am? Things been treating you all right lately? Maggie's eyes were horrified as another one of the witches transformed. Hi, Maggie. How's Dune? Is he good? Is he playing with the toys? It was Kat. No. Oh, she looks shocked. What in the world? The other witch transformed. Well, hello there, Mrs. Drake. How are you doing? We're just down from you. We live just a piece down the road. Would you like some of those good croissants? Oh, look at her face. And you thought this was going to be the first meeting. No. I've enjoyed playing the sheriff. I think the sheriff was one of my best spells. Where's Dune? I want to hold Dune. Now, you are going to come with us. Now, Rowena ordered. Where is Inez? He has her. Is she okay? I don't know. I guess that will really depend on you, right? Her voice transformed back into the sheriff. We don't want anything upsetting than the faithful tear, do we now? No. No, we don't. That's right. So you're going to come with us now to the Black Pass. We've been waiting for you for a very long time. Come, Maggie Drake. Maggie began to think back on her powers. She began to think back which one would work for her the best right now. Shadowing. Shadowing. And just like that, she began to go invincible. Well, would you look at that? Where could Maggie Drake be? We see you. We are not the witches that the rest of your little clan is. Don't forget that we have the same powers as you, Kenna McLeod. So, and just like that, Rowena reached out and grabbed Maggie by her shirt and hauled her up into the air. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Don't fly yet. Not yet. It's the element of surprise. It's the element of surprise. And on Samhain, the three witches, just as it had been foretold, took Maggie across the fields, the valley, and toward the Black Pass. As they neared, she heard his voice. Maggie, lass, I've waited so long for this. Come quickly. I am holding her over a chasm very deep, very wide, very dark. And Maggie went with the witches willingly. Her friend, Inez, was in danger. And we are ending it there tonight. And that is tonight's reading of Cherry Hill. So here she is. going toward the Black Pass at last. I'm so glad that you are enjoying it. So glad. Um, I will decide. We are going to Indiana, and it is my in-laws' house is out in the middle of nowhere land, and I don't know how the signal will be there. If I do have a live, to I will try to let give you enough time to prepare for it. It will not be this setting. It would be much more simple, probably more a lot like along the lines of when we do Paranormal Files Live, if I have a signal. So I will let you know, because I don't want to leave y'all alone for that long. Oh, are you going to Indiana too? Really, Alabama? That is so funny. So I'm gonna try not to leave y'all, um, you know, empty-handed. I know everyone loves their stories. So I'm thinking about you. And supposedly she has a new internet provider. So I know usually nothing can happen there, but we'll see how it goes. But I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting Cherry Hill. Aw, thank you, Sandy. Thank you, thank you. Y'all are the best. Oh, thank you, Rose. Love you. Love you, Pamela. Love you, Melanie. Good night, Shirley. Thank you, X. Cherry Hill is one of my absolute favorites. It most definitely is. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow night on PFL. Second night of The Exorcist, the true story. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for the presents. Thank you for the tapping. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for reposting. Thank you for the FYF. Thank you all so much. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow night. Bye.